Okay, welcome to another vintage video here. Today we're playing Bazaar Shops, but with a twist here. Not only are we playing Monument to Endurance, but we're also splashing up pretty heavily into black here for a scam package and more discard to trigger Monument to Endurance. So a couple people, mainly Loriwa and Zeus, have been trying out Bazaar Shops decks recently, and they're pretty cool. I wanted to give it a try myself and try some other stuff out. So the core here is we've got Mishra's Workshop, which adds 3 in order to cast artifacts, which can pump out cards like Monument to Endurance, which is whenever you discard a card, you choose one that has been chosen this turn. Now it's important to note that this is your turn and then your opponent's turn. So if you discard stuff on your turn, you can choose up to each of these, and then you can go to your opponent's turn and do it again, which is important and it can come up. But it does some good things here. You draw cards, make tokens, and then you can dome your opponent for 3. It's reasonable clock, a draw engine, mana fixing, does a lot of stuff. And with Bazaar of Baghdad, you draw 2 cards, and as long as you had 1 card in your hand to start with, you're discarding at least 3 cards there. And then you get all 3 right away. So you get to draw a card, you get the token, and then you hit them for 3. So that's the core here. We got a lot of other stuff going on. So we have the Bazaar of Baghdad to turn on Monument to Endurance, but you really want a lot of other cards in order to maximize this, to be able to turn it on when you don't have exactly the 2-card combo here, because not always easy to assemble. So we've got other things that discard here. Street Wraith. Cycle it to pay 2, you discard, you draw a card. So you cycle Street Wraith for 2, and you draw a card, and then with Monument out, you can either draw a 2nd card, so pay 2 life, spend no mana, draw 2 cards, not bad. But if you also need the treasure token to make black mana, or you need just want to hit the opponent for 3, that works too. Same thing with Troll of Khazad-dûm. You cycle this, to discard it, you get your swamp, and then you get to pick, yet again, one of the 3 different options here on Monument. Let's start with Hall 1. Hall 1 is an interesting one. So off of Bazaar of Baghdad, you can do the classic discard 3, play Hollow 1 for free. Or in this deck, you can also just cycle Hollow 1, and you draw a card, and similar to Street Wraith, you then get to pick one of the other things here as well, if that's more favorable than casting it, or if you can't cast it because you don't have a Bazaar. And then we've also got Argentum Masticore, which has an upkeep of discard a card. Again, triggering your Monument to Endurances here. And Argentum Masticore is, of course, a strong card. Played in a lot of vintage decks, especially the sideboards here, and blows up problematic things like Null Rod, Collector Oop, whatever. But another discard outlet. Now for the Argentum Masticore and the Bazaar of Baghdad's, we're discarding a lot of cards here. We want to be able to recur cards to be able to keep doing that. So we've got the standard counterbind package here of Master of Death and Squee, Goblin, Nabob. Now both of these, beginning of your upkeep, you can return them to your hand. So this is a classic thing done in counterbind, where you discard cards and then you bring these back to your hand to turn Bazaar from card disadvantage into card advantage. By these keep coming back every turn. And you can do the same thing with Argentum Masticore. You can stack the triggers so that you bring the card back first, either one, Squee or Master, and then you discard it to Argentum Masticore to blow something up and keep the Masticore around, which is pretty cool. To round out the deck, we've got staple of vintage at the moment, Scrawling Crawler from the Fleshraker Shops deck. Helps us draw into things, pretty fast clock, and can punish combo opponents, especially if they're drawing a lot of cards with something like the Ring or PO, because it still deals damage to the ring. And we'll get on to the the scam package in a second, but just gonna go over the mana. We've got some fast mana here, Soul Ray, Mana Vault. Don't have quite the full Mox in here. Tried to pare that back a little bit. And as far as the lands go, we talked about Workshop and Bazaar. We've got Ancient Tombs, which are just, you know, smaller versions of the Workshop here. Swamps that we can grab off of the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Urborg, which can make mana, and then also can turn your Workshops and your Bazaars into normal mana lands in order to, say, hardcast a Monument to Endurance or hardcast a Grief later on. And then just Urza Saga is a good card with Ancient Tomb and stuff. And then we got the scam package. We got the classic Grief Reanimate package, which we're mainly using here to try and help our combo matchups. So some of the versions of this deck play little to no disruption main deck and are pretty soft to combo. So we're trying to hedge against that a little bit. There's a lot of combo right now, with Fleshraker Shops becoming a top deck in the meta and Stock Up getting printed. Luris, PO, Jewel Shops, Beseech Storm with Stock Up are all really good decks right now. So I think we do definitely want to have main deck combo hate plus additional stuff on the sideboard. So we got the Scrawling Crawlers, and then we've got our Grief Reanimate package here to try and disrupt combo just enough to be able to, you know, get our creatures across the line and win the game before they get the win. And in order to support the scam package, we've got Grief, Reanimate, Demonic Tutor, which probably doesn't need an introduction, Master of Death, which is a black card that also synergizes with the rest of our game plan here, which we already discussed. The Trolls, which you can reanimate as well. Street Wraith, which does a few jobs here. It does a black card, and then, you know, also has the discard synergies. And then lastly, we've got one of Blitzwing, which is an artifact. So we can cast this one off of a Mishra's Workshop and a black mana source for 4 mana. You don't pay for 6. If you look down in the text here on the left, you'll see more than meets the eye. 3 and a black, you can cast this card, get converted. So normally from your hand, unless you just have a ton of mana, you're playing this for 4. 3 and a black, and that 3 can be from your Mishra's Workshop. And it comes in, if you do that, on the right-hand side here, where it's a 3/5, beginning of combat, it gets either flying or indestructible. And then when it deals damage to an opponent, it converts into its front side here, which is very strong. Doubles the amount of life an opponent lost every turn. So this is a fun one, black artifact card. I have played this before in 1 or 2 decks on this channel, so you may have seen this already, but it's a fun one. And I think that's about it for the main deck. I think we covered everything here. As far as the sideboard goes, we've got some Dredge Hate here with the Leylines and the Soul Guide Lantern. Another Masticore to bring in from the sideboard. 4 Mindbreak Traps. We are in very much a combo meta at the moment as of recording of this video. And against decks like Beseech, Jewel Shops, Oops All Spells. I want to have access to turn 1, ideally, or even turn 0 interaction here, which is why we got our traps. And once we have the Bazaars, we can filter them out mid-game if we don't think we need them anymore. And then lastly, we've got Walking Ballistas here. These are the Fallout versions, but they're just Walking Ballistas as a way to remove problematic creatures, mainly Orcish Bowmaster here, and then Luris to bring it back. So we're obviously drawing a lot of cards. Orcish Bowmaster is a known problem for Countervine, and a big reason why Countervine isn't doing as well recently. But orcs are on a bit of a downswing. Luris Control isn't the undisputed top deck anymore that it was for a long time there. So not quite as many orcs around at the moment, but they're still definitely there. So I like this card as something to bring in to try and control orcs, control Luris. Alright, and then before we get into the leak here, just a bit of a clarification. A bit of a stranger leak. So I kind of scrambled the order of the videos here because of that. The actual first match, I had too much lag. I wasn't able to sideboard game 2 or game 3, which is very annoying. And then so I thought the league was going to be a bust because of the lag. Then I kept playing just to play out the league. Game 2 I won, but I didn't record it. It was a really great match against Mono White Initiative that we won with this deck. I didn't record it, so it's not. We're not going to be able to see it in this video. As of right now, the replays for Magic Online are down, so you can't even watch I can't even watch the replay and record over it like I do sometimes for these videos. You can't do that at all right now. So just take my word for it. You'll see the record at the end when I take that. We still can see that, but take my word for it that we had a good matchup that we won against Mono White Initiative in Game 2 here. Now I scrambled the first match to the end because a lot of it's just me complaining about not being able to sideboard and the lag. But if you want to watch that, then just keep watching the various games here. And yeah, let's get into it here. Alright, we're on the play here for this one. And we'll keep that. Got a Bizarre hand. Yeah, crap. One, two, 3, I guess. Then we can throw this into the Chancellor. And play the hollow one. I gotta strip mine, that's fine. Okay. Yes. I think I want to save it in case we find a... Yeah, I'm just gonna cycle it. Alright. So we can make Saga token starting next turn. Or no. Okay. Interesting. So we definitely attack. I think we do Grief. I think there's a case to hold it, but Anointed Peacekeeper, Chalice, Chancellor, March, White Plum. I think this is annoying. But getting rid of the Witch Enchanter is interesting too. I think we get rid of the March. We're just going to try and ride the hollow one, but we'll see if that works. Witch Enchanter. Now we could have played Hardcast of the Grief, and that would have been a lot better, so maybe mistakes were made. Looking like it. That's bad. That's real bad. gonna block. Okay. Oh, right, we can't, I guess I would have activated it anyway. Maybe I should have, I would have kept some of those cards we could have won in my hand. I wasn't thinking about that. Should have not played something, I guess. Yeah, we know the planes. They played the plum. They play a peacekeeper now. Round 4, dungeoneer, sure. Alright. Yes. So activating Bazaar. Do. Go to attack. They have to jump, I guess. They get a skeleton. And then they can play a peacekeeper. Assume naming Bazaar. Another peacekeeper. Okay. Fair enough. Maybe we lose now. See what they block here. Oh, we're one short. We can't play the, we have to discard 3 cards. We could have, so 1, 2, interesting. So we have to keep the endurance. We're going to try and kill them next turn with it. I think we keep the Wraith. In case they wasteland us here. Let's see what happens. Engineer I don't care about. They've got a chalice, yep. They can play an Archon, sure. That's fun. So we should win this, I think. Yeah, we have to cycle this one. So good thing we kept that. Alright, we got there. We'll bring in the Mindbreak Traps on the draw. I like the Masticore. Maybe 4 traps is overkill. We do need to actually carry out our game plan here. I think we can trim a crawler. Trim a Squee. Trim a monument. Maybe another crawler. Not really sure how good the crawlers are in this matchup, I guess. Let's give this a whirl. Alright, we got the trap here, so we'll keep this, and hopefully we can trap them. Cavern, sure. Cavern, pass. Alright. We're just going to play out our Masticore here. Let's see what they do. You want to play anything that's spell 1. Interesting. Sure. Oh, you got a Voidmere. Interesting. That's only spell 2. Can't do anything about that. We can blow it up, actually. That's what we can do about it. Kind of just want to blow up the Moxen, to be honest. We're just going to blow up the Ruby. Let's play this out and swing. I got another cavern. Okay. If we can find one of our cards that keep coming back from the graveyard, then we can do some fun things. So it's going to attack first. I think I'm happy just playing out the Urza Saga here. The Urza Saga is going to get scary real quick. And we can blow stuff up with our Masticore. Alright, good game. Let's go back to it. Okay. Yeah, so you've got the match there. That was pretty cool. Nice showing by Masticore for sure. And Yeah, that was good. Okay, we're going to take the play here. It's not lagging too much. I think we keep this. See what Tony's doing over there? We can either turn 1 the Monument or turn 1 the Scrawling Crawler. I kind of want to get the crawler down. I think that's the... Why are we lagging here? I think that's the play. Think. Trying to get some stuff going next turn here. If they are on, there's a lot of things that they could be on that will just kill us here. So Island, Tony Island, turn 1 Brainstorm. Okay. Interesting. Always shield. What else you got for us here? Opal. Okay. That's not what we wanted. Let's try and play one of these out. We can hit them down to 12. We could hit them with Street Wraith down to 9, then 8. I think we want the damage. Not 100% sure, to be honest, but I think we want the damage. Really want like a Bazaar here or something, but we could go an extra deeper by drawing a card. What do we want though? We want to... I am very tempted to pressure their life total. They're probably on a PO strategy. I kind of just want to try and deal damage here. Let's see what they're working with over there. Let's stock up Doomsday maybe. The Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor, Mana Vault. stock up. They know what's on top of their library. The demonic, there's a lot of scary cards over there, to be fair. What do I take here? Really wish I had a mana now. Instead of a mana, instead of the 3 damage would have been smarter in retrospect. I think I have to take demonic. I don't know though. Probably just dead anyway, but they played the turn. They fetched. Got a vault. Yep. Let's see. Dark Ritual, sure. Citadel, okay. And we somehow get there. That's weird. Alright, so they're on some sort of, I guess, Beseech Tinker. I guess they're on Beseech Tinker. That would make sense. Now we're lagging, which is bad. Because we definitely want to sideboard in these Mindbreak Traps, but we are currently lagging too hard to actually sideboard. Not great. Come on, computer. You can do it. We gotta wait here and hopefully we're able to put in our Mindbreak Traps before a before they oh jeez, come on. You just want to put in the Mindbreak Traps. Come on, computer. Please. I just want my Mindbreak Traps. Come on. I want to put my Mindbreak Traps in my deck. Please let me put my Mindbreak Traps in my deck. I really want these Mindbreak Traps. Come on. Ugh. So irritating. Come on. And we did not get the sideboard. Great. Thank you, deck. Thank you, MTGO. Wonderful program. All right. I guess we keep this. I don't know. I'm so tilted. Jeez. You got it, Chief. Alright, let's see what we get here. So 1, 2, 3, I guess. Cast. See if Tony cares about Hollow On. Another one of these. And we'll go to the next turn. We're saving the Street Wraith in case we can find another monument next turn. But chances are we're just dead here. You got it. Sure. Yep. Alright. We can no longer use our Bazaar of Baghdad. Would have wished that our Argentum Masticore was a Mindbreak Trap there. That would have been more useful. That's not super helpful. I assume we're just dead next turn. That would make sense to me. Should have kept the Argentum Masticore, I guess. Wasn't really expecting permanent hate, but oh well. That was my fault. Short. Beseech. Beseech. Why would you draw with top there? Do you have the Citadel? You just casting Citadel again? Or are you... What's happening? Alright, you got it. So we're just going to die here to some sort of a combo. But let's see what actually happened. I assume it's tendrils. And then maybe our computer and Magic Online lets us sideboard in game 2 here, game 3 here, but who knows. It looks like they're not PO, it's just the Beseech deck, so not entirely sure how useful the Scrawling Crawlers are this time. Oh, well, I thought we were going to be able to sideboard for a second. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, come on. I want to put in my Mindbreak Traps. Jeez. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Can't. Lagging too hard to sideboard still. Absurd. Mindbreak Traps would be extremely useful. on. Jeez. We have to wait here because there's an off chance that it stops lagging at some point and I can put these in. Take out the I think maybe two Squees, Blitzwing, Argentum. I think that makes some sense. It's all grayed out. Come on. Come on. Yeah. We're so dead without the yeah, we're so dead without being able to sideboard. Turn 1, Crawler, Grief with no extra black card. Is that good enough? Maybe? I guess so. I don't know. Let's grief them. See what they got. Force of Will. Lorien revealed. Stock up. Time Walk, Tinker, Yawgmoth. So it's either Force of Will or Lorien revealed. There's a lot they can do when they find mana. It's not good. Not good, folks. Definitely would have preferred to actually have my Mindbreak Traps in the deck. Let's see. Let's see what they got. They're going to recall. Okay. We're probably dead then, I assume. Okay. Can't cast the Demonic Tutor, annoyingly. Alright. So let's see what they do there. Okay. Time walk. So they can tinker. They can tinker now. They can tinker or they can stock up. I assume they're going to stock up because tinkering... Alright. I guess with the time walk they could do either one. They're going to stock up. Okay. Would be nice to have our Mindbreak Trap right about now. Alright, so I assume we're dead. We're just going to let Tony play it out here, though. They still get pinged from the Scrawly Crawly. And we're dead. Okay, we lost the die roll here, but we can grief turn 1, so we'll keep it. We got plenty of live draws here. See how this goes. Interesting. What do I want to do here? I think I do just want to cycle the Street Wraith first. Alright. I'm gonna look for a Reanimate. I assume they're either on Doomsday or Beseech here. Forced. Interesting. Ponder. So Doomsday. Recall, Brainstorm. Okay, that makes sense. Doomsday, Ponder. Okay. Let's see if they shuffle or not. They didn't shuffle, it probably means we're dead, right? That's Doomsday next turn. They've got a ritual, it's Doomsday now. Let's see. Drawing a what do I want to draw here? We're 1 mana short here of being able to cycle both. I don't think there's any reason to go for it here. If they are Doomsday and they go to 3, we can cycle for the win. If they're Beseech, they're probably Beseech. That deck's pretty popular right now. It doesn't matter. We're just dead if they can Beseech here. They got Does Beseech run? I don't think Beseech runs Ponder. Maybe they do. Can't remember the list off the top of my head. Doomsday definitely runs Ponder. Doomsday, I like my chances here against Doomsday a lot more than Beseech, because Doomsday puts them to 5, and they have to draw 2 cards to get the Oracle win, which puts them in cycle Hollow 1 to win territory. Let's see what they do here. They're really thinking, so I guess they're trying to figure out. I guess they want to play Doomsday and they're just trying to figure out how they can do it, how they can win through the Crawler. Because Doomsday puts them to 5, and they can't draw their whole deck or they die. So they have to do something else. Let's see. They're really thinking here. Opponent's really in the tank, I guess. Well, feel free to skip ahead until our opponent does something. Don't really know what's going on here. Come on. Wonder what they're thinking about. I assume it's just some sort of Doomsday pile. If they're trying to play around both the Monument trigger and the Crawler, that is tough. I'm not sure how I would do that either, to be fair. Maybe they just... I'm not really sure what's going on. And maybe they're having lag too. I mean, we had... Not sure what order I'm going to order these in, because round one we weren't able to sideboard due to lags. I'm wondering, maybe they're having problems this time. Definitely could be. And our opponent just conceded. I don't really understand what happened there. The idea is they play Doomsday, we can cycle it, but I guess they weren't feeling it. Anyway, on to the next round, I guess. Alright, we got turn 1 Grief Reanimate here, so I think we keep this, even though it's a little sketchy. But we're on the draw, so they got a strong hand here. And we got some Mox in, so definitely could be a strong hand. Ah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, we're in trouble. Oh boy. Turn 1 Tinker. Looks like a turn 1 Tinker. Time Walk. Just as bad. Not just as bad, but not great. Let's see. Vampiric. That is a turn 1 Tinker then, okay. Effectively a turn 1 Tinker. Bit of play draw dynamics at work here, and on the play we would have griefed them and reanimated the grief on turn 1, and we'd be in a pretty good spot. A lot of Beseech gamers out right now. A lot of Beseech gamers. Okay. Fair enough. Hey, we can sideboard. Yay! Alright, so in that case we will sideboard. Take out some of these things. Let's give this a whirl. Maybe the Soul Guide Lanterns aren't terrible, actually. So we can grief them on turn 1. Play the Monument. Turn 2, we can cycle Hollow 1 to make black mana to be able to get the black mana for Reanimate if we don't find it. So I think we keep this. Even though it's a bit strange. So we'll cast the Grief, exiling the Master for starters. What do I take here? Kind of want to take Ponder. I also kind of want to take Crypt and just try and keep them off mana. Maybe just go for the Ponder for starters. That's a tough one. Maybe Pearl for start. Kind of want to keep them off the fast mana. This is definitely arguably wrong. But they find something really good off the Ponder, we can maybe I should have taken the Crypt. I kind of regret not taking the Crypt. I'm not sure why I took the Ponder there. Yeah, that was dumb. Should have taken the Crypt there. I don't know. Not thinking. Opal, short. Alright, let's see what we get here. Yeah. Get treasure token. Need to try and find black mana. Ponder another stock up Beseech. I think we take the stock up. That's bad. That is bad for the home team. That just can get a Lotus and they can combo here. I was going to get tendrils here, so I'm just going to concede, save us some time. Good game. Alright, very, very strange league here. Yeah, so not the best video probably, but hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I think did show some of the strengths and cool stuff of the deck here, but definitely some weird things, so we'll go through it. So Tony on Beseech. We won game 1 mainly with Crawler, showing the strength of Scrawling Crawler there. Then we were not able, due to the lag, to board in our 4 Mindbreak Traps game 2 or game 3, which was very frustrating. If you watch that game, you could see me complaining about that. We ended up 1-2 there. Definitely would have liked to see how the matchup was game 2 and game 3 with the traps in there. I think that would have been a lot more interesting, but oh well. And turn 1, Tinker. They are playing Mono White Initiative. This is the match that I did not record, and I can't show you because the replays are down for Magic Online. But this was a great one, and unfortunately that's the one that can't see. Then we won game 1 against Doomsday, and then our opponent had to leave. So that was a quick one. But I definitely think we're going to win the game 1 there. I would be very surprised if they could win. They were at 10. We had the Scrawling Crawler in play, and then we could cycle one of our cards on their turn, and then on our turn to deal them 3 and 3. So I think it would be very hard to try and Doomsday win at that point through the Crawler and our 3 damage at instant speed there by cycling. But Doomsday's probably favored games 2 and 3 there, so it's been very interesting. We played that out to see how that went, but oh well. And then we got destroyed pretty bad by Beseech here. I don't think that's too big of a surprise. I think our deck definitely fares better into a more mid-range or more fairer meta. There's, with Beseech, the faster versions of Luris BO, Oops, all being like pretty prominent decks right now. I think we saw in that match there, and to an extent with Tony's match, even though we weren't, properly sideboarded there, that we don't have a ton of ways of interacting, and our opponent has often multiple really important cards we have to hit with grief. So I think we're definitely at a disadvantage in those matchups, and I probably would shelve this deck, or at least this version of it, without spheres, without main deck null rods, that kind of thing. I think there is definitely a case to shelve the deck until the meta shifts them to be a bit slower. And then, similarly, we beat Mono White Initiative again there in a good game, so I definitely think, we can have game against the faster combo decks. I think we are built to be able to compete there, but it's not what we want to play. So I think if I tried this again or something like it, not necessarily with black, but the, Mishra's Workshop, Bazaar kind of set of cards, I think I would wait till we get to less of a combo meta. I think for right now there may be a case for a blue version, like you can cycle Lorien revealed. Maybe not. It's still pretty hard to play with the mana base here. Yeah, scratch that. But anyway, the black version here, I probably would shelve it until we get to a bit of a slower meta. But I did really like the deck. it was interesting. I guess also worth noting, there are different, yeah, I think that's about it. Not much else to say. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, let me know down below. And if you're still watching, like and subscribe, that's appreciated. And I'll see you next time.